That was a funny one.
Your mouth so wide I can see your feet.
These are the Hansons, a very special family. This is Emma.
So how was your class?
He's 2 feet 1.
And Carlton.
2 feet.
Being a family has been especially challenging.
Jordan's the best.
This is Vernon.
I know.
Vernon has lived with the Hansons for 2 years.
I know, Muggsy Bugs.
This is Nathan. His mother was killed 3 years ago, and he's lived with the Hansons since that time. This is a unique family, a foster family, part of the child welfare system that is working to protect children and strengthen families who have never needed them more.
Pretty good, brother.
At the turn of the century, children who needed care lived in a simpler society. Large, extended families often took care of children when parents couldn't. This was especially true for families of color. Children without relatives often roamed the streets. Hundreds of thousands were selected to ride the orphan trains to farms where many worked long hours for room and board. Early cases of child abuse came under the jurisdiction of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. No organization existed to prevent cruelty to children. In 1930, the White House Conference on Children and Youth pronounced foster care an inalienable right for all homeless children. A children's charter proclaimed that every child is entitled to a home and that love and security which a home provides. But today, the child welfare system is challenged as never before as it tries to respond to the problems of an increasingly complex society. Unprecedented numbers of families live in poverty. 100,000 American children and their families go to bed homeless every night. 300,000 teenagers live on the streets without families. 1 million teenage girls, 1 in 10, become pregnant every year, placing themselves and their babies at risk. Close to 500,000 babies have been born exposed to drugs. 35,000 have alcohol-related birth defects. The rate of increase in new AIDS cases is higher among infants than adults, and 125,000 children will lose their mothers to AIDS by the year 2000. 1,000 children under the age of 5 die each year from abuse and neglect when parents under stress take out their rage and despair on their children. 2.9 million cases of child abuse and neglect were reported in 1992. Soon, more than 500,000 children will need foster care, and these children will be more fragile physically and emotionally than ever before. The child welfare system is mandated to serve at-risk children and their families. When children and parents must be separated because of the tragedy of abuse, neglect, or special medical circumstances, hundreds of thousands of foster parents, adoptive parents, and social workers are there to help.
This is a big job, and it's important to have the skills and the knowledge you need so you can make an informed decision on whether or not it's right for you. You need to understand what to expect from youngsters at different ages, what their life experiences may have been, and what kinds of behaviors you may have to work with, what it means to work with birth parents, and the impact a new child may have on your children and other members of your family. Then you have to realize what it's like to be separated from children who've become part of your family, or if you're considering adoption, what it means to be making a lifetime commitment to a child.
We've had great support from the agency right from the start. And now we're involved in helping train new foster parents and adoptive parents. Now, Emma's father has always been there to help us, too. It's been good for the kids to have more family to be close to. And he understands how to give the kids a strong sense of their own culture. Children need to know something about their roots to have a healthy sense of who they are.
We understand that we're part of a team of child welfare professionals, caseworkers, therapists, the legal system, medical personnel, teachers, children, and families, and that we all need to work together for the good of the children.
Vernon.
A neighbor or teacher may be the first to call attention to a child that needs help and to set into motion a team of child welfare professionals.
Are you sick, champ?
I'm taking a nap.
It feels as if you have a fever, Vernon. Is your mother home?
She said I have to come to school. She don't have time to be a nurse.
Well, we need to find out what your temperature is.
An examination by a school nurse reveals a fever and burns on Vernon's arms. Vernon's teacher has an obligation under the law to report suspected abuse.